We're gonna do a walkabout in Little India in Singapore. Singapore is this place with full of diversity, and we certainly enjoy each other's festival. So we start in Belilius Lane in Little India, where I walk. I parked my car nearby and I started walking. It's roughly around 8:30 in the evening, and there's lots of sundry shops. It sells all kinds of stuff. Some of these are direct from India. Lots of telecommunication, lots of migrant workers as well as expatriates who lives nearby, and I would say that they need all kinds of services, including barber. You can also find, well, I've never seen this at night actually, the Tan Teng Nia Villa. It's a very colourful sort of decorated building, restaurants nearby, and I'm going to walk towards Buffalo Road. And as you can see, lots of people are out and about. There are statues, idols, and so on. People are sort of anticipating, shopping perhaps for their daily needs, but also perhaps for Deepavali, the festival of lights that's coming on the 4th of November. I was told some of these vegetables are flown directly from India, give the locals or the migrant workers a taste of their own hometown, and some of these direct shipment, well, some of them could be from nearby neighboring country as well. I'm not very sure, so don't quote me on that. But you can see some of the spices and stuff. I'm quite sure they are shipped directly from India. And certainly, if someone wants to make some specific dish for Deepavali and they want to use the spice that is original, made in India, I'm sure they can get some of those supplies right here. Some of you who are of Indian descent might be able to educate me on this. I certainly don't know all the details of Little India, but I do enjoy walking about, seeing all the sight and sound of the place, enjoying looking at the different culture at play in Singapore. It's such a beautiful thing to see how the different races and ethnic people of different ethnic background come together to celebrate each other's sort of festival. This is Serangoon Road, the main road that has all the lights that's been lit up for the month of October. We are leading up to November, when the Festival of Lights is being celebrated here in Singapore. And actually every year, since I've been here in Singapore for over 20 years now, I've made it a point to come here on an annual basis to check out the lights that's being turned on. And so no difference for this year, but I must say the last few years has been relatively quiet. You used to see a lot more people, around the 8 something, 9 p.m. This place will be buzzing with people going around, doing their shopping after work and so on. But of course, we are not quite exactly under lockdown. We are in somewhat of an opening phase, but you do see a much fewer, much smaller crowd. There's a nice statue right nearby in the intersection between Bukit Timah and Serangoon Road, and I have just seen it for the first time actually, and I've just walked across the main road, and I'm taking a video right from the beginning of Serangoon Road, Deepavali Festival of Lights, and the writing in Tamil. Tamil is one of the 4 main languages of Singapore, the others being Malay, Chinese and English. Plenty of others are coming out to take photographs as well. I could see photographers or videographers walking around taking photographs as well. It's always interesting to see how people shoot and what angles they take with the camera. Deepavali or Diwali is a 5-day festival of lights. It's celebrated by millions of Hindus, Sikhs and Jains across the world. Diwali, which for some also sort of coincides with the harvest, and it's sort of a New Year celebrations. It's a festival of new beginnings, and definitely about triumph of good over evil and light over darkness. That, of course, is a universal story that everybody can relate to. This is Tekka Place, right at the corner, beginning of Serangoon Road. You can see small decorations even at the lobby, the beginning of the shopping mall. people out about cycling and enjoying the lights. Rows of taxi waiting right there just to pick up passengers. As you can see, some of the colorful photos I've took as well. Just snapshots of Little India. I do like to take photographs, but you know, these days I am much more trying to be a videographer. And well, we're gonna walk down Campbell Lane. Campbell Lane is just next to Serangoon Road, and it has some really interesting shop as well. But as you can see, the crowd is thinning even at this early time of 8 something. And in the past, this place would be swarmed with human figures walking about, and you will be facing to the neck of the next person in front of you. In typical years, of course, these are COVID years. In years to come, when I look back this video, I'm sure there'll be a tone of sadness because of the fact that we are still struggling after 2 years with COVID. But anyway, let's get back to the video. As you can see, some of the interesting shops. And on the left, this is where the Indian Heritage Center is. Lots of interesting shops with statues, and you know, I must say that Little India is certainly very, very colorful and certainly very, very interesting in my book. One of the interesting things about the history of Little India is that it once has had a race course. There were plenty of cattle herders around, and there was even brick kilns around here. But of course, these places are gone. You know, it's Singapore progresses really relatively quickly, and most of these places are no more. Although they have left in its history some of the road name. There's a racecourse road nearby, and so certainly some of those landmarks are left just the road name basically. As you can see, Little India today is actually still quite vibrant despite COVID situation. If you walk down Serangoon Road up and down, plenty of food stall, restaurants. You could explore some of the Hindu temples. There's even mosques and churches around, even Chinese temple actually. But if you were to walk up and down and enjoy the sight and sound, and you know, just go around with your camera and go so on, there's just plenty to see. Certainly plenty to eat as well. Lots of South Indian vegetarian food. There are some North Indian, but in any case, you might also find the prata shop with teh tarik, which of course is mixed with local, sort of food, if you like, or local culture. One of the most interesting shop, which is a 24-hour shopping mall, it's called the Mustafa Center. It used to be one of those things when I had insomnia. I'll drive here and I just go for a walkabout. Anyway, it's one of those quirky things that you can do, because it's about one of the few 24-hour shopping centers in Singapore. So I hope you enjoyed this walkabout, and see you real soon in the next one. Bye.